What is up, Fit Life Orange County listeners? My name is Coach Jake. Today, I'm coming at you guys with another awesome episode. In today's episode, I get to interview Patti Kimpler, who's an awesome member here at Mission Viejo Fit Body Bootcamp. And she's going to share with you how she's stayed fit over the years. She's a mom of two. She's busy. She's retired now, but she's been a teacher for the past 30, 40 years. So it's a super exciting interview. She's going to share with you guys all those tips and tricks on how she stays healthy and all the advantages to staying healthy for life.
You are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You need to lose weight, get fit, and take back control of your life. You're so busy. Work, kids, school, and other life commitments. Where do you even have the time or the know-how? That is the problem. And this show will give you the answers. Here is Bryce Henson and Jake Stewart, your host of the Fit Life Orange County, a show dedicated to busy men and women focused on taking back control of their fitness and their life, with help from the ideas, programs, and guidance from local experts here in Orange County.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today I got Patti with me. Patti, how are you doing today?
I'm doing perfect, as usual.
Awesome. Well, I'm always so happy to hear that. Patti, you're a big inspiration to not only myself, but a lot of people around you. So I wanted to get on here, learn a little bit about you, and learn a little bit about your fit story. Does that sound like a good idea?
It sounds like a perfect plan.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited. So let's start off. So let's learn a little bit about you. So Patti, give us a little bit of your backstory, maybe how you got into fitness or what you've been doing for fitness over the years. And I think listeners would love to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay. So I grew up in Arizona, and it's pretty hot there. But when I grew up, there wasn't sports for little kids. There was maybe one softball team or a baseball team for the boys, but it's not like today where there's so many sports for so many things and kids can be so active. So my mom started a softball team for me so I could, get that. And then headed on into high school, played some tennis and shot archery and continued on with that. And I started running when I started hitting college. Needed to get some of that college weight off, I guess. So running kind of helped that. Finished out my career in college with archery, and then just kind of kept on moving. You're only given one body, so you got to keep it moving. If you don't keep moving, it's going to be over. So, yeah. Then I moved to Orange County 35 years ago and just kept on trucking along. It was hard, I think, when my kids were little to keep me active, because I was always keeping them active, but sometimes not focusing on me. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but here I am.
Definitely. Well, yeah, that's a great point. I know a lot of people, depending on where you grew up, it just kind of depends. Like, not everywhere is the fitness capital of the world. I know California may not be the official fitness capital of the world, but it sure is easy to stay fit considering we play outdoor sports, 365 every single day of the year over here. Quite the same in Arizona when it's, 120 in the summers and then kind of snowy in the winters, depending on what part of Arizona you're living in. So that's awesome that you got started early and you found those niche sports. So like a lot of people don't do archery, but it's a good way to stay active. And just those little things. So doing anything is better than nothing. You mentioned that you're a mom. How many kids do you have?
I have two boys. They're 28 and 29, and they're very active. And I think they are very grateful that we have always kept them very active. And to the day, they'll call me up and say, I don't feel right unless I start my day, heading to the gym or doing whatever, doing a sport. So I'm glad I gave them that part so they could always be active.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, it's good to instill that in your young ones for sure. I always say, we learn from our parents, so every kid is just doomed to repeat whatever the cycle of their parents have. So if their parents have good tendencies and good habits, I always say that those kids will probably build better habits. Whereas if parents have bad habits, those kids will probably develop worse habits, So it's always good to instill that in your young ones. And I know your boys, they're awesome. And they're very fit. Like you said, I've met them a couple of times. So that being said, I know that you've been a busy mom for, what did you say, like the last 29 years? I know it's been a long time. So what have you been doing to stay fit over the last 29 years since you had the kids? Because a lot of people always make excuses and say, I don't have time to get to the gym. I'm a mom, this or that. There's always excuse. So what have you done? Obviously, you're still in great shape. So how have you kept fit over these last 20, 30 years?
Right. I think the biggest thing I did is I didn't buy a stroller. I bought a baby jogger. So I never owned a stroller, so I didn't ever go strolling. Never went, never was one of those moms that put him in and went to we had a baby jogger. And then when I got two, we got a double baby jogger. And I think I always just had him out. We were always out jogging with him, or always out, pushing him around. And when you're pushing that extra weight, it kind of helps you stay a little bit in shape. And then you find ways too. Like I found ways to entertain them while they were in there, so I could be out longer with them. Go by the donut shop and get them a big old donut so they could have a donut while I'm out running around the blocks with them. So I think that's how I started. And then after they got too big for that, and my husband traveled a lot, so I was home a lot alone with him. So I bought a stair stepper for my house, so I could have it in the living room where they were playing, and I could be stair stepping away while they were playing. I could still be watching them, but I was still active. And then I think as they grew older, I was able to. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't really join a gym until only probably 10 years ago. I really wasn't a person that wanted to go to a gym. I was more just being outdoors, running around with the boys a lot. So I think I didn't join gyms for a while. So that's how I started.
Well, I think that's really important. Something that a lot of moms are able to do. Like everyone always says, like, hey, I don't have time to get into the gym, or maybe you don't like going to the gym. But being fit is still a big, important part of your life, and you can be fit anywhere. So as we've learned through COVID over these last couple of years, you can do almost anything at home, and there's always something to be done, whether that's just walking up and down the stairs, walking to the bagel shop or the donut shop, like you said. All those extra steps like help. I know you always are religious about getting your 20,000 steps in, and I think everybody should be, because the best thing you can do for your body is to move. So kudos to you for staying fit for those 29 years. And then in terms of now, so now you come to Fit Body Bootcamp. I know you come to our location. What drew you into Fit Body Bootcamp? So what keeps you coming back? I know you've been a staple member of ours for the last couple of years. And so what is it that you like about Fit Body Bootcamp, and what drew you in?
So I haven't gone to a lot of gyms, but I've been to a few. I tried the big box one, and that you kind of just go in and you're kind of intimidated. So you just probably, I just went on the Stairmaster, and I'm like, well, I could actually do this outside. I don't need to have a Stairmaster. The classes look too intimidating to walk into. So then I found a smaller gym, and it was pretty good. It was kind of like a Cheers gym. Everyone kind of knew each other, but the coach was great, but he was, like I said, it was more like Cheers. The big focus was he put in a big TV. So we'd have a big TV while we were working out, and he'd have on all the sports shows or whatever. I'm like, all right. So that kind of went away. And then I started my own little fitness boot camp in the park with all the people who were at the other one. So we did that a while until it got cold. And then once it got pretty chilly at the park, we were all like, we got to find a place to go. So that's when we started searching. And that's when I found Fit Body Bootcamp. And I started with several of my friends, but they, I don't know, they said it was too hard. And I was like, what? It's not that hard. So I think it's not always for everybody, but I love it. It's 30 minutes. It's always different. I like being told what to do, not me having to tell somebody what to do. And I think that everyone there is so friendly. The coaches are so motivating, very professional. But also at the same time, you guys joke with us. You joke with us. You kind of try to get to know us. But it's a great feeling being there.
Well, very happy to hear that. And obviously that warms my heart, obviously, because you're one of my clients, one of my favorite clients at that. So I love having you in. And yes, it really is for everybody. So if there's anybody out there that's thinking about joining a gym, like the Body Bootcamp is always an awesome choice. 30-minute sessions. They're different every day. So you're never in the same rut of today's like arms and back day or today's legs day. We do total body every day. So we're always trying to change it up. And I'm really glad to hear that you've been enjoying it. Now that we've gotten kind of a sense of where your fitness is at, I'm curious, back to you personally, how has fitness really helped your life? So being fit for the last 30, 40 years, a long time, you've been fit, sounds like pretty much your whole life. What's the biggest benefit to staying fit, in your opinion?
Well, I think it's, like I said, you only have one body. If you don't keep it healthy, you're not going to go very far. And I really plan on living a long time. So I look at some of my friends who don't exercise and they don't have the energy. They are sometimes moody. They get depressed. I feel like when you go exercise, that takes a lot of that away. You just are working through everything. And it's just such a great, happy place to go to that I really look forward to that. And I just watched some of my other friends who are not very fit and they're really struggling. So and some of them are young, much younger than me. And when I tell them how old I am, they're like, what? You can't be that old. And I'm like, I am. So I think just the more you can stay active and not stop, the easier it is on you. Definitely.
And I will say, when I found out how old you are, I'm not going to put it on blast, of course. But I was amazed. Obviously, you look awesome and you look so great and you're so fit. And you're definitely super goals. Like I definitely want to be, as fit as Patti when I grow up, is what I always like to say. And yeah, it does make a big difference. When you're living a fit lifestyle, I always say it helps you live longer, but it helps you live better for longer. Because if you're not living a fit lifestyle or you're kind of half in, half out of it, you're going to start having issues, and COVID was a big example of that. So people that were overweight or that, weren't exercising or weren't doing those things on the regular, those people tended to have a worse time with COVID than people that were fit. So kudos to you for staying fit. And I'm sure your body really appreciates it. I'm sure your family really appreciates it, So Patti, I've been loving this conversation. I don't have you forever, so I'm going to go through just a couple of lightning round questions here at the end. Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect.
Awesome. So what is your biggest passion since getting fit, or since you've been fit your whole life? I would say, what's your biggest passion in terms of fitness?
Just making everybody else excited about it. So at the gym, when I see a new person, obviously a new person. They're a little awkward at the door. You guys are really nice. I always try to get that person and pull them in and, show them like, hey, it's easy. You don't have to do the whole thing the first time. Go at your own pace and try to get them to always come back. Hey, well, I see you here tomorrow. Are you going to come back tomorrow? So I really try to encourage them, to want to come back and make them feel a part of the family, because I feel like it is really a part of your family. And it's just a great feeling being there. So just trying to get everyone, even my other friends, like, hey, let's just go for a walk, or how about a hike, or how about a bike ride? Just trying to always get everyone to be active, and because it's just so important.
Well, I absolutely love that. And what I always think, to piggyback on top of that, what I always love to say, any advice for anybody that's thinking about starting in fitness, whether it's going just for a walk or anything like that, the best thing you can do is do something, get out the door, go for it. Because the worst thing that happens is you'll get a workout in and that's it. You're going to be happier because of it. So I would say get to it and get after it. So
that's what I say. Just do it. You got to start somewhere. Just do it.
100%.
What's up, my friend? Coach Bryce here. Now, you might know me as the co-host of this podcast and the owner of Mission Viejo Fit Body. But what many people don't know is that I began my journey as a fitness transformation story. You see, circuit training and nutrition coaching absolutely changed my life after being overweight with a diet of mainly fast food in my late teens. Now, upon my fitness transformation in early 2007, yes, I gained a much better physique as I was overweight and lacked lean muscle. But way more than burning fat and building lean muscle, I increased my confidence, my energy, and my vibrancy to live life. And it's for these reasons that many people join our boot camp. In fact, with our Ultimate Transformation Program, we guarantee that you will lose at least 15 pounds in 12 weeks, or your program is free until you do. Now go ahead and visit our website at missionviejofitbody.com. Now thanks, and back to the show.
Next one. So what is your favorite cheat meal? I know you're super duper healthy, and I know you love those super healthy meals. We were talking about this earlier today. But what is your favorite cheat meal? If Patti Kimpler had to have that one thing that's not necessarily healthy, what would she have?
I think a hamburger and French fries. That's my cheat meal, a hamburger and French fries. So Friday nights are my night. I don't cook. John knows that. I go get something, and usually it's some kind of hamburger with French fries. I don't know why, because I don't have that very often. So
well, that's always good. Obviously not the worst end of the spectrum, but definitely something that we all like to snack on for sure. I know I love me a good burger and fries. On the flip side, what is your favorite healthy meal? So I know you're super healthy, so what's your favorite healthy thing to eat?
Well, everyone says I'm really boring because I kind of eat the same thing every day. So I'm pretty much always, I always have like a basic real plain turkey sandwich, and then some kind of just, cooked chicken with vegetables or salad at night. So I think I just always stick with some lean protein. I always try to get vegetables, and then always try to get some fruit in there too. I like putting my fruit in my salads too. So sticking with just the protein, fruit, and the vegetables.
Definitely. And I think that brings up a good point. And I know you said it sounds boring, and a lot of people might think that it's boring. A good analogy I like to use is your car runs best when you give it the same fuel. So you wouldn't go and put diesel fuel in your regular car. That doesn't make a lot of sense. You want it to run well, so you're always going to put that regular unleaded gasoline into your car. And same thing goes for eating. So if you're eating good food and you're eating it all the time, like that's why bodybuilders typically have the same meal every day. That's why professional athletes typically eat the same foods, is because they know exactly how it works for their body. They know the nutritious content. So it's definitely not boring. It's what you like. And that's awesome. So I think that's A-okay with me, Patti. And I would say last one, what is your favorite exercise and what is your least favorite exercise? So give me both.
I know I don't really have a favorite, and I don't really have, I'm trying to think. Well, at Fit Body, probably my least favorite is the ski ergs. I don't know. I don't like those.
Yeah, those are tough for sure.
And my favorite, I really do like burpees. I know that people don't, but they're just so good. They're such a good all-around exercise that, I don't know, I really kind of do like them. So there you go. Well, I might be an odd person. But
that's okay. We're all odd a little bit, Patti. It's all good. And so with that, do you have any parting pieces of wisdom for our Fit Life Orange County listeners?
okay, are you ready for my quote?
I'm so ready for this quote. I've been all day for this.
Okay, here I'm going to put it on my screen so you can see it. So here it is. Life is too short. Don't waste a minute. Enjoy each day and everyone in it. Tomorrow will come. It could be your last. Make the most of today. Life passes too fast. And I think as you get older, that becomes more and more, and even younger. I always had this hanging in my classroom, and my kids always, even in first grade, understood that, yeah, you got to make the most of every minute. So that's my quote.
You really know how to close it out. That was so awesome. Thank you so much for your wisdom. I know all the listeners out there got a lot of really good content here. Thank you so much, Patti. Have a great rest of your day. And that's pretty much all I got.
All right. Thank you so much,
You're
Jake.
so welcome, Patti.